fill out 4 cards today. 4 cards.
But the spirit is
2
incredibly
of them
humanistic.
Go to your representatives that represent
The spirit
you in
is
your
incredibly
district.
humanistic.
Write out a card to them. Say, dear representative, I live in your district.
Baby's gonna live
I
with
want
me.
you to listen to Maureen's story.
Or even at less than
We
24
put her
hours.
story
Still, those
into
parents
a
are gonna be
2-minute
stuck in that
video.
jail.
It's on our page, Facebook page today. We just released it. I need every single one of you to take that video from our Facebook page and share it. Just share it. Tweet it. How many of you tweet? Anybody? I don't, but I'm going to learn how today. I'm going to learn how today because I'm going to tweet at Governor Ducey that he needs to listen to Maureen's story. We asked for a meeting for Maureen to meet with the governor, and we were
I still call
denied.
Randy, and everybody's
We
like,
asked for a meeting for Maureen to meet with his staff, and we were denied. He needs to hear her story because there is a human side to
all right,
this.
I'll see you guys later.
We're going to use the power of the people to get this done, and that's why, if you look around you today, we probably have about 80 people here. If all 80 of you shared this on your social media, if you don't do Facebook, send it in an email. Get the word out. And then your friends share it, and then they share it. And we're all asking the governor, the Speaker of the House, and then your individual 2 representatives to hear her story. We're asking them to hear her story and listen to Maureen. Because this brave woman came to a hostile committee and stood up, and she told them at the end of the committee hearing, she said, I'm one of those people that you were just talking about, and I want you to know that I wanted my daughter. I loved her, and she was mine. And it's not right for you to judge us this way. So this is your call to action today. If you need a pen, we have pens. If you need more information about the bill, come talk to me. This is a very, very powerful lobbying group down here pushing for this bill. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, and we're talking about fetal medical treatment. Thank you.
That was Tori Roberg, or still is Tori Roberg, and an airplane, again, as you can hear it going over the head. Yeah, lots of loud stuff. Now, Rebecca Rios is supposed to be on next speaking, and I think that maybe that's her right there.
I think so, too.
And I think that's the last of the speakers for now, and then it's going to be going to, everybody's going to be going and breaking off and going into different places. So
not us. We're just going to stay
we're going
put.
to stay put, and we're going to try to get some people to come over and talk about why Secular Day at the Capitol is important, that kind of thing.
On the floor, so if you're going to stick around for the floor session in the House of Representatives, you can see how they vote on this bill. It may not happen until 3 o'clock, but anybody who wants to stay, I'll be up there. I know we've got other things going on too, so you do what you like, but if it interests you, some of us are political junkies. I am. You kind of have to be. I know you are. Dean is. That's it. Okay, thank you. We're going to introduce to you today one of our heroes down here. She is the House Minority Leader, Ms. Rebecca Rios.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
I look forward to the louder.
We're getting your dose of vitamin D, huh? A little bit of sunlight. Well, I just wanted to take a couple minutes to welcome you, and then I've got to get off to caucus. But a little bit about myself. I'm Rebecca Rios. I'm the Minority Leader in the House of Representatives. I started back at this institution in 1995 when I was much, much younger. And I would like to be able to stand here today and say that the institution has progressed and evolved and is more progressive than it used to be, but unfortunately it's a very similar institution today as it was in 1995. And we're talking to some of my more senior colleagues, it's the same institution since 75 and forward. I don't know how much the newspaper you all follow in terms of politics here, but we had a situation recently in the House where it unfortunately, I think, exposed what some are calling sexism, what others are calling just a general disrespect, oftentimes, for some of our female members, for some of our freshman members. And so I mention that because I think that these are all tied together. I want to thank you personally for coming today, for coming this session and in sessions prior, and for having a consistent presence this past session. You have all hosted secular luncheons on a weekly basis and invited members from both caucuses and both houses to join. And I think that has been very important. I don't need to tell you that this is an institution that is very patriarchal in its beginning. It's an institution in which many of the members of the majority party have very deep religious beliefs that they believe they should bring to work and be a part of this institution. Right? We still have a daily prayer.
no idea what's going
And yet, there's a separation of government and church. I think that the only way that we begin to change that is by having a presence of all groups of all beliefs and value systems, and having that presence be consistent and be positive. And that is what you have done this year. That is the only way you become, I think, a part of the fabric of this institution. So I mention that because it is critically important, and I hope that you all continue to do that on a weekly basis, on a session basis. Now, I heard a couple of the bills that were mentioned that hopefully you'll be lobbying on. And again, I don't need to tell you that these are pieces of legislation that are not based in science, and they are not based in my estimation, anything more than the religious views and opinions of a handful. But unfortunately, those in that handful are in the majority. It's unfortunate because those are the folks, though, that are setting policy and law that we all have to live by. And oftentimes, it's pieces of legislation that can be actually quite harmful to folks. I've been here for decades, and the whole abortion debate, I mean, they just come up with more new and creative ways to harp on that same issue. And it was based in their belief that it's a religiously grounded belief. However, my frustration is that has never extended to when the children are born. Where is that concern when we need to feed them and make sure they're adopted and provide candidates and provide a good education system and healthcare system? All of a sudden, we've forgotten it. I think to overcome a lot of these prejudices and beliefs that have made this institution lopsided. And I, for one, know that folks like myself and folks in my caucus, we rely and depend very heavily on folks being willing to come in, and groups like yours from the outside to be able to say, you know what, this is a big, broad, diverse Arizona, and this is a whole other segment of the population that perhaps you're not considering and you're not representing, and we're here to remind you that we're here and we're going to stay here. And so I just wanted to really thank you all for being here. I wanted to stress upon you that your presence is noticed, it's noted, and to the credit of Tori and the folks that are sponsoring these weekly events, we've had folks from the other side of the aisle come into the conversation and come in and have lunch. And that, I will tell you, Mr. Roberts, is the only thing, hearts and minds, I will do one person at a time, but it's worth it. And so thank you very much. Please continue to do the hard work you're doing. Please know you have a number of allies here, and if I can ever be of help to any of you, my door is always open. Thank you.
So that was Minority Leader Rebecca Rios talking to the folks.
Comes the morning activity. We will be back here for the afternoon. We'll have lunch. We'll begin a little bit of an additional program. But don't have time to come back here. We're going to move the tables to where we're going to Labor School. Thank you.
Okay, so everybody is now breaking up, probably going to the, there's two different, where's that?
I lost it.
Oh no, the
I
program.
forgot my program. Okay, let's see. So that was all the morning session. The next set of sessions is 10:10 a.m. Bob McWhorter, who's going to be indoor location, old Senate chambers located inside the Arizona Capitol Museum on the 3rd floor. for those of you that are listening and you want to go listen in on that, it's available. And then the next panel, you're on the policy panel, right? Okay, so the policy panel is at 11:10 in the same room, which is the old Senate chambers located inside the Arizona Capitol Museum on the 3rd floor. So those are happening in the next couple of hours, and we also have legislature tours with the lawmakers, 10 a.m., House of Representatives tour with Mark Cardenas, Representative Cardenas. They're going to be starting to gather for that right now. So you should see him over there ready at the Senate or at the House building to get things underway. So I'm going to go ahead and put on one of the Secular Coalition PSA that we have, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Scott Pryor, co-host of the internet radio show Progressive Voices of Arizona. Arizona is made up of a wide variety of individuals, all of which have many different beliefs. Sometimes those whose beliefs are different from the majority tend to be forgotten or marginalized. This is where organizations such as the Secular Coalition for Arizona can help. The Secular Coalition for Arizona is a 501c4 lobby organization that represents the Arizona non-theistic community, a vibrant and growing community of Arizonans who self-identify as atheists, agnostics, humanists, freethinkers, and other labels of personal choosing, to elected officials in and from Arizona. They mediate the relationship between the non-theistic community and elected officials, and they work to ensure that the law is never biased to the detriment and interest of Arizona's non-theists. For more information, please visit their website at www.secularaz.org.
Okay, and we're back. So, everybody is now bringing tables and chairs, trying to find places that are in the shade because it's a bit warm out there. We have trying to get things under steam here. Keep things rolling. It looks like there's people here that look like they're doing some sort of filming, probably for some sort of a commercial or something like that. Some people still wandering around, people moving tables to the shade, airplanes flying overhead, and Kara getting hooked up on the mixer. What are you doing?
Why did this move?
Because you hit it?
I didn't mean to.
Well, then turn it. Just be careful.
I know.
There we go. That's a little bit better. She's over there wrecking the mic.
Oh, it's fine. Ooh, donuts.
Why didn't we get any donuts?
I don't know. I may have to go scout those out.
Yeah, we need some donuts. Although we did have Los Favoritos burritos on the way in for breakfast this morning.
We still have some in the cooler. Maybe I could just put it out on the ground and heat it back up.
Oh, yeah, throw it out on the slab.
Do you want me to go scout out for donuts?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good for now. I don't need the sugar. There's too much of that going around, I think. So, hoping that the recordings of all of our speakers went well enough to where you guys could hear. If not, once we upload it and everything, I'll try to download it if necessary and see if I can bump it up. Like I said, we're outside. We're in the flight path of Sky Harbor Airport. So all of the jets taking off, headed west right now, are flying over the Capitol and then heading north.
And we are in, bird central.
Yeah, and we're sitting underneath a big tree that seems to be filled with every single bird in Arizona at this point.
It's mad because we have a canopy. It can't crap on us.
Well, yeah, that's true. Canopy is a protective device. It's not necessarily for the shade. It's also for the fact that there's birds above us. So the things that they were talking about, Tori was talking about, there's a bill that's probably going to be voted on today, which basically tells medical people that if there is some sort of a termination after 20 weeks, that they are to determine if the fetus is still alive and then take every means necessary to save it, even if it may only live a year or a month or a week. It's very insensitive to put a family through that has to make that choice through that type of a stress.
Not to mention the cost. I mean, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah,
you're going to put that strain on the family, the taxpayers? Who?
Yeah, because the amount of money necessary to actually take care of a preemie that may not survive is just going to be extraordinary, especially with all of our new, all these wonderful healthcare laws.